The following episode of Jack Colley's Black Book was recorded on June 1st of 2025. Today is June 10 of 2025, and the episode has not been released. And I did a Google search, and these are some of the images that come up in just a Google search. To say that my comments on June 1 even scratch the surface of the gravity and weight of what's happening in Los Angeles on June 10 would be a gross understatement. But I've decided to release the episode still and just put this disclaimer in front of it. And the next episode of Jack Colley's Black Book, I hope will address this situation in a very clear way, and I hope in a way that can be used to look at this situation differently, because without a doubt, we are so much better than this. Namaste. Welcome to Jack Colley's Black Book. This is episode 73. This episode I really have questioned for a long time. I'm going to talk to you about nonviolence and about the importance of nonviolence. We live in a very violent nation. We live in a nation where there are more guns than people. We seem to always want to take the easy way out when it comes to solving problems. And if you really think about war, if you think about punishing other cultures or other people through violence or through keeping people from getting their basic needs met, true change is going to take time, and it's going to take patience, and it's going to take grace. If I think that I'm right about something, and I think that you have to do things my way, a gun could be a solution to getting you to do things my way. So those of you who know me, you know that I have a dog named Shadow. I made a commitment that Shadow was not going to be hit with a newspaper. Shadow was not going to be kicked. Shadow was going to experience an environment of nonviolence. That was my commitment that I made. And it took a lot of work. It took a couple hours a day of training and working with Shadow because I wanted to use him as a therapy animal. But I got to tell you, the investment of time and love was worth it. Often with my students, we'll have discussions of spanking. And I will flat out say to them, I'll say, spanking just seems to me to be lazy parenting. Absolutely, if you see a behavior in your child, you can use violence, you can use spanking, you can actually physically abuse your child to get what you want. But in the long run, we all realize that that's not the way to produce loving, caring, empathic human beings. Yesterday, I got to hear a teaching from the Christian tradition. Jesus in the garden, I think it was, and Judas betrays Jesus by kissing him on the cheek. And one of Jesus' disciples draws his sword and cuts off the ear of the guard. Theme of the message was basically lay down your sword. So there was this part of me that was screaming inside at this teacher who was giving this teaching. There was this part of me that was screaming inside and saying, just name it, just say it. Have the guts to say it. Can somebody please in the Christian church have the guts to say it? Put down your guns. What was it about this Jesus who is Christ incarnate? Why was he in this violent world without a sword? And I believe it was because this particular incarnation of the Christ wanted to do two things. Wanted to show us that we are always going to fall short, but that when that happens and that we feel that way, we can rely on grace. We can rely on being included and being accepted the way we are. And that's kind of the love half of the equation. But there's another side of the love equation, which is the truth of the way things work. And in reality, if we're going to make a difference in this world, it is going to take a lot of individual one-on-one work with other people. And this is at the crux of why the Christ would not own a gun, and this is at the crux of why the Christ would not have a sword. Because it's in the extension of grace, it's in the acceptance of who you are that real salvation takes place. It's in the knowledge that you can come before God or you can come before others. You are okay to say, look, this is who I am, warts and all. Even at a most elementary level, which most people can understand the teachings of Christ, you will see the importance of nonviolence, and you will never put yourself in a position to be open to harming another human being or taking another human being's life. Rather, you will see the value of establishing relationships with people. You will see the value, unconditional positive regard to whoever you come in contact with. But it's easier with a gun and it's easier with a sword, isn't it? Because we can solve the problem with just gentle pressure on a trigger. We can solve a problem in our minds. And part of that is their willingness to do the harder work. the harder work of establishing a relationship, of actually investing in another human being. On a national level, it might be easier just to bully people and start a war to keep other nations in their place. It's certainly easier to pull a trigger and put a bullet in somebody's head than it is to take a bullet. But individuals who choose the more difficult road of just being available to your neighbors, being good to the people who cross your paths, welcoming the stranger, meeting people's basic needs, you will even quickly determine that there are some roles that you will never want to put yourself in for fear of having to commit violence against another human being, whether it's a criminal or it's an enemy of the state. Whether it's a criminal or it's an enemy of the state. I really want to be challenged and know if there's something out there, because I have chewed on this literally for decades. I have chewed on this problem of guns and churches seeming to go together. If you have the most elementary understanding of the Christ, you will not own a piece of technology that has been designed to harm human beings and to take human life. We absolutely need police officers and we need soldiers for the work of this world. That when you make yourself a part of Christ, you are saying that you're not of this world. We need to invest in each other. Let the world function the way the world has to function. But if you really want to do the rewarding work, put your gun down, put your sword down, and go take care of people. Love God, which also means loving yourself, and by doing that, you will naturally love others. Be willing to take the bullet, not shoot it. Be willing to heal the wounded, don't cause the wounds. You will always lack perfection. You will never love the world the way that we should love the world. We will never fully love our neighbors the way we should love our neighbors. And that's where, at least in the Christian tradition, we have grace. But accepting and acknowledging that that grace exists doesn't mean that we get to take the easy way out. Put down your guns, put down your swords, reach out to your neighbor, welcome the stranger, invest in people one-on-one. You may not see the reward in that, but your life is going to be fuller in the end. Namaste, my friends.